Hello there. My name is Sherri Simpson. I am your transformational life coach. And today I wanted to chat with you about anxiety. Now, even that word sort of makes a little bit of a flutter in my solar plexus area. So hopefully you have not experienced anxiety. And hopefully if you have, you've never had a panic attack. I'm going to talk about a few ways that I have experienced anxiety and a few ways about how to heal it, how to change it, how to shift it, how to understand it. So I believe that anxiety is about the future, and it's about some kind of fear or some kind of worry that we have. So I used to have an autoimmune disease, a condition of the thyroid called Graves' disease. And this particular condition created a whole bunch of symptoms for me, including excessive sweating, increased heart rate, shaking, anxiety, insomnia, headaches, digestive issues, missing my period for an entire year. So I want to talk about how I have experienced anxiety to see if it will help you. So one of the ways that I was feeling anxious back in the day when I did have this autoimmune disease, but I didn't know it yet. And so I knew that I was sweating more than normal. And I knew that I was more anxious than normal. And I knew that I was more nervous than normal. So when I was teaching, I used to do a lot of teaching when I worked as a web developer. And when I was teaching or training, I would go into other people's offices. I would teach them how to update their websites and how to change things and how to edit things. And working with a group of people or even one or two people, I would sweat so profusely that literally I would sweat all the way down to my waist. Like you would see giant sweat marks on my upper body, and sometimes I would sweat in my lower body, and I might leave like prints on the chair, or my feet would be like drenched, and it was embarrassing. So I had this anxious feeling that if I was embarrassed or if people were looking at me, then I would sweat more, and I was anxious about how embarrassed I would be, and I was anxious about what people would think of me, or what would they be saying about me and how much I was sweating. So the sweating actually made me anxious because I was embarrassed about it. I even used to wear clothing that wouldn't show sweat. So I got rid of a whole bunch of clothing and bought new clothing because I needed clothing that didn't show that I was sweating. So a few things that I've learned about that. When I am doing energy work with people, I sweat. And it is part of the way that my body shifts energy for other people. And I understand that now, so it makes more sense that I was actually doing some energy work when my thyroid was crazy high. Now it's totally balanced. So I understand that further, and so I know what that feels like. The second way that I experienced anxiety was even when I was going to bed at night and lying down in a place where my heart should have been at a low resting state. It was like, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Why is my heart rate so crazy? And that even happens to me sometimes now, if I'm in my head, if I'm stressed out, if I'm worried about something or thinking about something, or if I'm excited about something. And so it's that feeling where your heart is just going like this, even when you're in a resting state. So that's one way that you can experience anxiety as well. The other way that you can experience it is often if you're doing this, if you had far too much coffee, and it can happen even without the caffeine, even without the coffee. And it's just like, it's like your body is vibrating. And it's not a good feeling. None of these things are good feelings. So what I want you to do is tap into, is this mine? So ask your higher self, is this anxiety that I'm feeling mine? And usually for people, a forward movement when you ask your higher self something is yes, and a backwards movement is no. Some people will have a different response. So if you're not sure how to do that, then let me know, and I can send you to a place where I have videos where I explain how to connect in with your higher self. So I got a yes. So the anxiety that I have been experiencing has been mine. So then I want to ask, is it about fear? And I'm getting a no automatically. You want to ask, is it about excitement? And I'm getting a yes. So you want to ask, what is it about? And you want to ask, is it about unfulfilled needs? Is it about needing to release things? Is it about worry? I'm getting a no. So you want to really start digging in to what is it that you're anxious about? What is it, the feeling? What is the feeling that is behind that? What is the root cause of the essence of this anxiety that you're experiencing. And sometimes you might not be able to work out the root cause, and that's okay. But you want to find ways that you can manage this. It's interesting. One of the ways that I'm hearing is legs up the wall pose in yoga, where you have a wall and you actually sit on your butt and you scooch up to the wall and you put your body on the floor, your butt against the wall and your legs up the wall, so that you're allowing yourself to calm and relax. And that balances your blood pressure, and your heart might feel more calm and balanced in that inversion. Semi-inversion, it's a really gentle inversion. The other thing that I like to do is just to go out in nature. So if I'm feeling like scattered, if I'm feeling a little crazy, before I go to bed, I don't do that. Before I go to bed, I actually write a message to my spirit guides and say, okay, why am I feeling anxious? And I'll wait for a response and just start writing. Is this mine? How can I release this? Is there something that I can tap out with EFT right now? I did that last night when I was worried about something. So it's a way before bed that you can do it. But during the day, movement, exercise, dancing, pounding your feet is amazing to just shift the energy. So allow yourself to find ways to get to the root cause. And if you can't get to the root cause, or even if you can, to release the energy in the moment. You have the power to control your own energy. You have the power to control whether you're anxious or not, to control what you're thinking about or worried about or not. So allow yourself to really get into that solar plexus area and be more cognizant and empowered about acting on your own instincts, about acting on your own thoughts, about acting on your own decisions and acting on your own heart feelings. You want to really understand what is causing your anxiety, why you're having it, if it's yours, and how to release it. One of the things I'm hearing is that many of us do releasing techniques, we do forgiveness, we cut cords, but the universe loves to fill a void. And when the universe fills a void, it means that it will fill up that space. But if you don't tell it what you want to fill that space with, you are still a match to what you release. So if you decide that you're releasing fear of disappointing others, and that's why you're so anxious, if you release that, you need to call in something that feels better to fill that space. And literally all you need to do that is think about energy or light coming up from source and surrounding you and coming down around you and within you and just filling you up. That is going to shift your energy. So hopefully that served you. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. I do a really cool energy session with people that teaches you how to connect into your higher self, that teaches you how to ask the questions, is this mine? How long have I been carrying it? Can I put it down? What is the root cause of this? I do a lot of work, and it's one of my favorite things to do. I haven't really done it recently, but I did a session with a woman today, and I was like, oh, I love doing this. So if you want help with this, whether it's anxiety, I'm hearing if there's any like skin conditions that you're experiencing, or if there's any digestive upsets, or anything that is connected to your thyroid or your endocrine system, including your hormones, so your, I'm going like this around the sacral chakra, or your issues that are going on with your female parts, then connect with me for a session. I would love to help you in any way that will serve you so that you can release these things that you're carrying, and so that you can feel more confident, so that you can feel more excited rather than afraid. So namaste. Hopefully this has served you. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Have a good day.